Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So I know many of you guys have been waiting to see what's been happening with the new BMW E61 I purchased. And today I'm going to be showing you what I've actually been doing and what's actually been going on with this car. Now, there's one thing that I do believe every BMW owner should actually check on their car, because as I told many of you guys, this car had a big problem. And I think I've actually found the problem that this car was actually having. Now, I don't know how this has actually come about. I don't know if someone's already been in there before, messing about with it. I'm under the assumption they have been, because there's a few things on here that are really messed up, which I've had to correct from somebody else's work. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have known these problems were there when I first purchased it, because the engine covers were uncovering it. Until I removed them, you actually don't notice that someone's actually been in there already. And I'm going to be explaining to you what I actually found when I actually removed the engine cover, and when I've been going over everything that I've been actually doing on this car. And like I said, guys, if you do own this engine, which is the M57 engine, please make sure you have this piece on your car, because this is very overlooked. Garages and people just seem to believe that it's not meant to be there and just leave it as it is. But there is meant to be there, and this one didn't have it. So let's get onto it and I'm gonna show you what it is I'm talking about. So as you can see here, guys, this is the M57 engine. And if you can see, I've got the engine covers off. I have already been doing maintenance. I thought I wasn't gonna reshoot most of these videos because I've done it so many times on the E53, on the 535 diesel I've done most of these jobs thousands of times on videos. It didn't make sense to redo it, and realistically, I don't need to. So I thought, you know what, just do it in my own peace, do what I need to do with this engine. And you know what, why do I need to care about recording it for others to actually see? Because they don't cherish it anyway and don't care, so why bother? So that's why I didn't do it. So I've already had the manifold off, and one thing many of you probably won't even notice is someone's already been in here. Two of these bolts have been changed compared to these ones. These are hex ones and these are not. I don't know why that is. So two of these bolts were changed. When I come down here, these were the new bolts that were in here, which I noticed straight away when I took the engine cover off. That was the first thing I noticed. Obviously the manifold come off. We changed all 6 glow plugs. I changed the glow plug relay as well. Very easy to do. Again, many of you guys have seen me do that on my E53, on the 535 diesel. Very simple. Just make sure, as I've said many times, that your engine is fully warmed up before removing them glow plugs. Make sure it is very hot, and also make sure you have WD-40 sprayed in them and leave them to sit for a few hours so they can penetrate in. When you remove the glow plugs, make sure to re-tap the threads and clear them out with kind of air, like, you know, obviously I've got my compressed air. I just blow all the air out, blow all the crap out of the holes, just to clear it all out so they seat back again very nice, so they don't seize in. And make sure to use copper grease on them, because you don't want them to seize in again. My recommendation is to change them every 50,000 miles to prevent that. Obviously the ones in here had never been changed. They have been changed now along with the glow plug module, and I'm very happy I've done that. That was the only thing I need to do. This one didn't have swell flaps, they're already blanked off. The rod's gone as well from the actuator, from the vacuum itself, so I didn't need to worry about that either. Very simple to take the manifold off on this, guys. You know, it ain't like a petrol. There's not loads of stuff connected to it. You've only got obviously your solenoid, which is sitting on the manifold as well, and a few lines that are connected up to the manifold, which are just held on by little clips, which are easy to take off, and then your dipstick, which is a 10mm bolt anyway. That's all it is to remove this. Then your 10 and 11mm bolts for the manifold. Very simple to remove. That's why I didn't do a video on it. And the whole thing comes off. You don't have to take the EGR valve off. EGR can come off with the whole manifold as well. That's all done. It didn't have swell flaps. We've done the glow plugs. We've done the glow plug module relay. Now, the one thing I noticed when I tore this engine down, and I'm going to show you the other things I've been going over on this car when I've been at it, is this right here, which is the CCV, the crankcase ventilation breather. Now, upon checking it, you would think that it's never been changed, which I don't believe it actually has, but it's been tampered with, definitely. When I actually removed this, obviously it had the original bolts in it from BMW, so I knew it's not been touched. It didn't have the little vortex piece, which I'll put a picture up here right now because I've actually put it in already, so you guys get to see the vortex piece that was actually missing. It was actually missing it, which sits right here. I don't know how that has actually happened, but when I took it off, it was actually missing it. Now they're either meant to have a loo roll type, or they're meant to have the vortex breather type. This had neither, which means someone's already been in here, removed it, or changed it, and hasn't put it back properly, or they thought they didn't realize it even went in there. Because when you take it out, it probably come out with the whole top piece, and they just didn't even see it and just put the other one in. So they've just slammed it back in and not even think to check where it was. Luckily I checked that, I replaced it, and I put a new piece in. So that now has a new CCV fitted, and I do believe that was the cause of why this engine was losing oil, thanks to that CCV, that piece actually missing the vortex breather. Now obviously I don't know who's been in here, I don't know what's happened. I also noticed as well, you guys can probably see down here, the EGR is completely off. The EGR thermostat had been changed to a BMW one. I do know the guy did tell me when I purchased this that the person before him actually replaced that thermostat. But obviously, I'm taking no chances. I bought all new male ones. I've already put a new male one on. I'm waiting to bolt it all back up. I've already replaced that as well. So I'm under suspicion that someone has already been in here, because there's 2 new bolts here. The CCV was missing this vortex breather, which luckily I bought a new one, because I always look to change them as soon as I get an M57 anyway. And based on that missing, that was going to be the cause of the oil consumption going down. As I told many of you guys, this had a very big oil consumption problem where the oil was going through a lot, and it shouldn't have been. That's going to be the reason for it. If we lift up this panel right here, let's just lift that up. You guys can probably see down here. You can see all down here, I've got the water pump and the thermostat off. I have got a new water pump, new thermostat ready to go on. That's what I'm going to be doing, is putting a new thermostat and water pump sitting right down here on the block, and you can see all the coolant hoses here all hanging. Everything's just ready to go back in. I'm going to be getting that all bolted back up and getting a new water pump thermostat. I've got the EGR thermostat, I've got it all. What I'm actually waiting for is a new gasket, because they didn't provide me a new metal gasket inside the box with the water pump, something I didn't realize they didn't do, because I do remember when I did it on my E53, they actually provided a gasket. This one didn't decide to provide a gasket, which I'm not very happy about, because it's actually delayed me, because this car shouldn't have took me long, but now I'm waiting days to get it repaired, thanks to just missing one gasket where I've got everything else. But as many of you guys know, the thermostat bolts on to the water pump on these, and also you can't put the EGR back on until you put the water pump back on. So, you know, it's the way it is, unfortunately. So I'm just waiting on that. But we've done the majority of stuff on this car. Last thing we're going to do is oil and filter, and then we've got to do the gearbox oil change as well. But yes, if you own an M57 engine, do check your CCV, because this part right here is very, very overlooked. And unless you remove everything out the way, you'll never be able to tell if you're actually missing that part or not. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there who are burning oil on these engines. A lot of you seem to think it's the glow plugs. And when you change your glow plugs, it seems to stop doing that. A lot of you are under the assumption it's piston rings, which is very common on these. They do go. When I used to work at BMW, it was very, very common for the piston rings to fail on these. These used to get rebuilt a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very fully aware of what happens with these car engines very, very well, based on the piston ring problem. But usually it's not that. It's always a very, very simple thing. Either the turbo seal's gone, and where the oil's just going straight out the turbo when you're actually revving it, or you got the CCV right up here, or the swell flaps, or the EGR causes high oil consumption. So there's many, many other causes of why you get high oil consumption. So do not be fooled thinking it's something more expensive, when in fact it's actually this right here. That CCV, from it missing that vortex breather, was causing a lot of issues. I'm glad I got in there and sorted that. God knows how long the person's been driving like this. But yes, guys, I am sorting this engine, and we are planning to get it back on the road. I can't wait to be driving it myself, and I actually look forward to it once I overhaul it and get all my little bits and pieces done that I like to do on these cars. Once everything's running perfectly and sweet the way I like them, then this car will be going on the road, and I look forward to it. But as I said to you guys, I don't plan on doing all these videos over and over and over again. Like I said, you know, it's just not worth it for me. I don't have to. If I do choose to make the videos, I'm choosing to make them. But guys, please see it as I don't need to. I'm not doing it because I'm desperate, because I need the subscribers or I need the ad revenue. I don't. So don't see it as I need to do it, because I don't. That's why I'm just doing what I want to do. You know, at the end of the day, I'm choosing to do this. And like I said, there's many videos already on there showing you how to do it. I'm not going to repeat the same thing. So there you have it, guys. That is the M57 engine. Like I said, I don't plan on shooting any videos. Like I said, a lot of people end up just moaning if I clickbait them to watch it, or this or that, the other, as people always do. Not that I give a monkey's toss, I really don't. But you know, you do get the ones that actually always moaning that they can't find a video if you clickbait this or clickbait that, or it don't relate to them, or this and that. So I just can't be bothered, to be honest. That's why I thought, you know what? I just repair it in my own time. Nice, relaxed, easy, not having to shoot, because realistically, I don't have to shoot the videos. I don't need to post videos. In fact, I don't have to post videos at all if I don't want to. And so you guys really should respect that I'm actually posting it because I genuinely want to. Trying to show you what's actually been going on. I'm not like these other YouTubers where I have to post. I don't need to at all. As I said to many of you guys, I do have my business outside of YouTube, which does very, very well. YouTube is not my main source of income and never will be. So do factor that in, that I don't have to do these videos. Realistically, I'm just doing this video to give you guys an update of where I am with this car. That's really it, really. I'm not documenting everything I'm doing in this car because I don't feel the need to be doing that for you guys or for myself in actual fact at all, because like I said, even if it comes to me wanting to sell it, I could sell this car in a heartbeat. I don't need to prove to anyone what I've done. People already know I would be able to do it, so I don't need the proof to show anybody I've done this and I've done that, when realistically, you know, it's not going to mean anything anyway, because I know I can sell this car and make my big money out of it when it comes time to sell it anyway. So that's where we are with the M57, guys. And like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying this. And like I said, there will be other videos, they're here, there and everywhere, regarding the chassis itself, which is the E61. But as for the engine, majority of this stuff I've already done on video, so I'm not going to do it again. Okay guys, so as you've seen, I've now shown you what's actually been going on in this M57 engine. Now bearing in mind, this BMW 61 actually got it cheap enough to warrant doing all this. Now I did know there was a problem when I actually bought it, because as I said to many of you guys, it did have an oil burning problem. And luckily I managed to diagnose it down to the CCV, which was missing the vortex breather, which is very, very common to be missing, because I know that because many people have commented that even on previous videos I've had where they've checked it and it was missing that part. And it's very, very critical that you actually have that part in there, because like I said to you, when people actually change that, they don't even see it, they just pull it all out as one and just throw it in the bin and think that it's not even needed. So do make sure yours is actually in there, because if you are having an oil burning problem, that will be your issue right there. I do know many of you are going to be probably angry at the fact that I didn't shoot any videos regarding this engine, but that was pure to the fact that realistically, a lot of people that actually watch this or own this engine ain't appreciative of anybody on YouTube, whether it's my channel or anybody's channel. So therefore, I'm not going to sit there and help people when I don't actually have to. There's a lot of people that are desperate enough to have to do these videos for them kind of people, because they're desperate enough to get the ad revenue. But I'm quite fortunate enough to have another business outside of YouTube, which I don't need to rely on YouTube ad revenue as the income for making these kind of videos for them kind of people. That's why I chose not to do the videos on this engine. Now, if it was the M52 on the other hand, I would have gladly done it, because the people are very appreciative of them videos, and that's why I like to do the M52. But when it comes to the M57, unfortunately, there's not going to be any videos, because I don't appreciate the people, and I don't really appreciate the way the people are on them videos, and I don't really like the people. So that's one of the reasons why I chose not to do them videos, and why I chose to do it in my own free time with my music on, without having a record, you know, and just enjoyed doing this engine on my own, because therefore I don't need to help anybody. I ain't interested in doing that no more. Like I said to you guys, I'm focusing on my Porsche, and this E61 is purely for myself to use when I want to, for my dogs and everything else. But like I said, you know, you guys have got to respect. I've got my Porsches that I'm doing. I've got the C61 I'm doing. I've got many cars I'm doing outside as well, which are other people's. I haven't got time to be sitting there shooting videos all day long anymore like I used to. Like I said, I don't have to. Them days are long gone for me. And that's why I'm choosing not to shoot the videos on the M57 the same way I'm not choosing to shoot a lot of videos on the Porsche either. Purely because, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of you guys ain't interested in it, but maybe I should really start doing more videos on the Porsches, you know, because then I can attract a different audience as well, because it seems a lot more people are more appreciative of the Porsche stuff than they are for the BMW stuff. So who knows, we might end up going over to that side, but I don't know yet, guys. So thank you very much for watching. This BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.